What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my page. This is Demo Productions. My name is Albert A. Gorman, and today I just want to talk about how to film a wedding from beginning to end. And there's no real, let's say, by the book way to do it, but I'm just going to give you guys some of my pointers and the way I like to do it. And I like to break it down into 4 segments. We got the prep in the morning. Then we got the ceremony when the couple is exchanging vows. Then we got also obviously the cocktail hour, or maybe the photo op with family members, and portrait sessions with the photographer. And then usually we wrap it up with the reception. So in this series I hope to tackle all 4 of them and just give you guys a breakdown of how you can approach each segment of it. And especially if you're new at it, like I had to take a lot of lumps the first couple of weddings, but thankfully I was able to still have good intuition and good I guess regular techniques from previous jobs that I was able to apply into those weddings and still capture them fairly good. Like the couples were very happy with it, so I have no complaints. But knowing what I know now, I definitely would have done a few things differently. And there's so much aspects to filming a wedding that I can't really break it down in 4 segments alone because there's so much more to it. But just as a starter point, I think we start with these 4, and then we'll see how we can build it up from there. So to start a wedding, you pretty much got to get there, I will say maybe 30 to 45 minutes before the time that you said you'll get there. So if they're expecting you to be there at 10 a.m., try your best to get there for like 9:30, 9:15. Couple reasons is when you do get there early, it shows professionalism at the end of the day. It lets the couple and the bridal party know you're serious. So not that you want to put any kind of like fear or anything like that into them, but at least it lets them know that you're professional and that you come to do a job and it's not no play thing, you know what I mean? So get there early, and what that allows you to do is you get to introduce yourself. You don't have to bring out your cameras right away. You get to just, if you never met the couple before, you get to introduce yourself formally. If you have met them before, then you kind of, gradually and casually just get to say what's up and just check in and check a pulse check to see how everybody's feeling, to make sure if the bride is not too how should I say it, like worked up or stressed out. And if the bridal party is really cool and everybody's on point, by then you'll be able to talk to the wedding planner. So you get to fill out the day, and that's very important, is to fill out the day to make sure you kind of have a pulse of how everybody's temperament is and how they're doing. So I usually start up with the bride first, because the groom it takes a lot shorter time to get the groom shots. So I'll break it down as if the groom and the bride are in the same vicinity, as like within the same hotel or even within the same house sometimes, right? But we're gonna take it like that. So at that point, you introduce yourself, you let them know you're here, and then you can start scouting and scouring around for locations to do your detail shots, because that's the first thing you're gonna pretty much do, so you're not in their face right away, because they're probably not ready. Like they still got the morning breath, or they still got like the morning look on their face, so you don't really want to take out your camera and stuff and start filming that. So what you'll do is, within that 30 minutes that you're there early, just start to look out for certain places. A basic starting point is getting a table that's pretty much clean and straightforward, like just plain. But you're gonna get the details, like the shoes, the rings, fans, chains, glasses, anything that they consider a detail that they want captured. Especially for photography, this is definitely what you have to do. But for a videographer, it's also cool too. If you get extra time, then you can be creative. But at least the basic, what you'll want to do is gather the stuff and put it either on the table. I like to I like to bring a blank cloth, either white or black, if I can't find a basic plane to put the things on, so that I kind of control that still. You still want to have a bit of control, but you don't want to carry so many things with you. And that's something that I'll mention in another video, because like I said, weddings is so intricate and complex that there's a lot of pieces to it to actually complete a successful wedding. So from there, you take the pictures, you take the video of your details. Usually you gotta go do now the bride's dress or the groom's dress, and during that time you're looking around, you gotta think, all right, can I hang this on the window, or is there, if you're in a hotel, is there somewhere where I can place this where it's gonna look very appealing, you know? So all of these things happen before you even get to take a picture. I'm sorry, I keep saying picture. Get to take a video of the bride or the groom, right? So you do all your prep shots. Then from there, you pretty much 30 minutes. Let's say it takes you about 30 minutes or an hour. You're pretty much now into the wedding day. And now everybody's on point, like everybody's getting ready and stuff like that. So at that point, you can go check up on the makeup artist and the hair person, and you can see how far along they are with finishing up the bride. If they tell you it's about 30 to 45 minutes, that's enough time for you to go to the groom now. And excuse me, it's enough time for you to go to the groom now. Excuse me. It's enough time for you to go to the groom now and pretty much capture his shots, right? So usually that's what happens. They tell you, oh, okay, it's gonna take us 45 minutes. If they say 45 minutes, it's probably an hour and 15 minutes, right? So you're like, okay, cool, no problem. You check up on the bridesmaids. If they are behind too, then you just kind of let them have their privacy, because I am a male. If I was a female, I might check in more often, but I usually grab the wedding planner, tell her to text me when she's about 15 minutes being done, because I want to see her glammed up, right? And then I'll be back, kind of thing. So now you go to the groom, and pretty much with the grooms, beforehand, you just let them know if he wants to get ready. All he has to do is just put on his pants and put on his dress shirt, and that's it. Everything else, we'll film it. Tell him to get his best man or the person who's most comfortable in front of the camera, because not all best men are really comfortable. So you get the person who feels comfortable being in front of the camera, and then you take the groom to usually natural light I like to use. So I'll find a window usually, and I do have maybe one constant light with me in case I need to manipulate light a little bit more. Another thing that, excuse me, I'll bring a constant light just in case I want to manipulate the light a little bit more. That is something that we can talk about in another video, because that's lighting is a whole nother situation on its own. So usually I'll find a window, take the groom there, the best man, and then we put on him doing his details, putting on his watch, putting on his cufflinks, putting on his coat, putting on his shoes, maybe cologne or something, and then looking into the window or a mirror and just kind of like visioning his day, like, you know, like, yeah, this is the time, you know, like just getting that moment, just because you don't want it to be too emotional. You still want to kind of give off a masculine vibe, I guess, but just so he's in deep thought, and then you might end it off with a pound with the best man, and the groom is usually taken care of. If he got a little bit extra time, then you can get funky and get creative, and yeah, you can like do interesting shots with the grooms, because usually when you do wedding videos, it's really a focus on the bride more than the groom. But you know, I like looking up for the dudes, you know what I mean? So if I get extra time, then I try to do something interesting with the guys. But a lot of guys are laid back and they don't even want to do it, so I don't really want to bother them. I just want to get the shots I need and then get out of their hair and see them at the ceremony. To wrap it up now, we go back to the bride and then make sure that she's about 15 minutes about, you know, finished from getting totally glammed up, totally beautified and all that good stuff. That's when you take out your camera and start capturing the ending of her makeup and stuff like that, her hair. You know, you just start to gather that story, start to build that whole prep story. So now that she's really looking wonderful, you can now add in the bridesmaids. Hopefully at that time they're also 80% done, or they're done up. They should be done before the bride. So at that point you can start doing the pajamas and, you know, the gathering, the laughing, and all of the good stuff there. And you know, you can freestyle it or come with some pre-planned stuff. I just had pre-planned thoughts, and I go with the vibe of the girls, and the girls look like they're very, you know, energetic. Then we just try to do like a dance of some sort. If the girls are really chill, then, you know, maybe they got gifts to exchange. Like you just freestyle it. Maybe it's a toast and they just all toast up. So there's a lot of things that you can do, but you just can't go too what's the word should I say, like stuck to your one avenue plan. Like you gotta have multiple layers, multiple lanes that you can kind of switch over to. And yeah, I'm just speaking from the top of my mind. I didn't write nothing down, so just from experience, that's pretty much the main aspects of the prep. If you got a little extra time, you might pull out a drone to get just establishing shots of the venue or the church, or not really the church, sorry, but the hotel or the Airbnb or the house, wherever they may be, or even the barn, right? I did the barn before, so if you got the extra time, that's why you come there early though. You come early so you can get the main shots, and then you might have a half an hour to an hour to do a few interesting creative shots. And when you're there, you get inspired, so you know that's when you get to do those things, and you won't feel rushed or feel pressured. And half the time they don't even know that, so when they get the final project, it's like, wow, that's what you were doing outside. So it's pretty cool, man. Yeah.